College. Welcome to the stage, Timothy James.
All right, you guys still having fun? Yeah? All right, enough about you, I want to talk about me. My wife and I, we just bought our dream home. We're renovating this 80-year-old farmhouse. And everybody always says, major renovation be the end of the marriage. But I feel like this has really brought us closer together because I finally know what it's like for her to give me a blowjob. I always knew what it was like from my perspective, but now I feel like I know what it's like from her perspective. Well, we had a leak under the kitchen sink, and I hate plumbing. But I got down on my knees. I reached out for that rusty old pipe. And I said, let's get this over. It's not all fun and games. Our new old house is haunted by the ghost of a little girl. No, it's okay, nobody died. It's just our daughter graduated college and refuses to move out of the house. I'm serious. She's 25 years old. How do I get a millennial out of my house? You can't. Well, I've been trying. It's like if I gotta perform an exorcism, what does a millennial even consider holy water? Hard seltzer? May the power of White Claw compel you. May the power of White Claw compel you to get out of my house and find an apartment. I didn't know what else to try. That didn't work. I was like, I tried Pabst Blue Ribbon. Her head just spun around 3 times and she threw up on me. The communion wafers I made out of avocado toast, though, those were a big hit. Is it just me, or did you guys ever notice that comedy, therapy, and prostitution are the only 3 human interactions we put a time limit on? Think about it. I get 7 minutes up here, and I only get 50 minutes in therapy. Maybe I'm just bitter. Maybe it's just me, because every prostitute I've ever met is like, I'm really sorry, sweetie, you couldn't get it up, but if you want to keep trying, you're going to have to pay for that second hour. You could probably tell from those last couple jokes, therapy did not work for me. I just don't think it works for already introspective people. Like my therapist said, have you ever considered that a lot of your issues stem from your childhood? And I said, no shit, Sherlock. I'm paying you $600 an hour to spitball ideas about my childhood that I had in my childhood. But then she leaned forward and she said, you know, therapy is a lot like an orgy. It only works if everybody in the room is really into it. Now, I don't know if she was trying to soften me up or make me hard as a rock, but that sentence was so cool, it worked both ways on me. All right, I gotta leave you guys, but I want to leave you with a true story. I want to tell you about the time the city of Detroit saved my life. Back in 1990, I went to Mardi Gras in New Orleans, or New Orleans if you're cool. And I was deep into it. I was deep into the French Quarter, and I was getting too drunk and too loud, and this giant southern-ass Sasquatch of a man came up to me and he said, hey, that's a lot of noise coming out of such a little fella. Where are you from? Now, I've seen enough Karate Kid movies to know you don't cower to a bully. So I said, back off. I'm from Detroit. And at this point, he picks me up by the lapels. Because obviously, I was the kind of prick who'd wear a sport coat to Mardi Gras. Anyway, I'm up here face to face with this deep south Darth Vader. And so I got a man up. And it's really hard to go gangster when your legs are dangling in the air like a toddler. But I did it. I said, I'm from Detroit, motherfucker! And he says, you don't look like you're from Detroit. What street? Oh, snap. Did he just literally question my street cred? So I'm like, okay, I got a man up. I'm like, I'm from 14 Mile, motherfucker! All right, you guys got it. If he's ever been to Michigan, I'm a dead man. Obviously, 14 Mile is basically Beverly Hills. So this is it, I'm dead. But I see the anger leave his eyes. And a single tear rolls down his cheek. And he sets me down. And he says, Mon ami, I was also raised in a hood where they could not be bothered to name the streets. Tonight you party with me. And he bought me a hurricane cocktail, and 10 years later, he was best man at my wedding. But he still doesn't know where 14 Mile is. Thank you very much. I'm Timothy James.